Yes, people, another day, another stream. Can you not hear me properly?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, another day, another stream, people. Chelsea news, Chelsea discussions, Chelsea everything. We've got 25 people already tuned in. Big up to all of you lot tuning in already. Make sure you guys smash the like button as it helps out this channel. Subscribe for new here, hit the notification. I'm joined here again by Matt. How are you, bro?
I'm all good, all good. It's Friday. Glad to be on the stream again. It's good to go.
Definitely. And also Kazilla, man. What's going on, bro?
I'm good, bro. No complaints around my neck of the woods, bro. We move.
Where's the camera, G?
Bro, you caught me at a wrong time, blood. The lighting's all off, you know what I'm saying? Catch me looking, sitting in the dark and that, blood.
Yeah. Guys, everyone that's wondering where Ads is, he's coming in like the next probably 5-10 minutes. We're gonna be having more guests as well for the first time on the channel. So make sure you lot get your questions in. But let Haaland, man. Obviously, we've been speaking about this guy every single day, and I've got to milk it, and I've got to milk every single moment of it because look, this is a big player. We know the owner of Roman Abramovich is very interested in the player. We know now Thomas Tuchel, according to the BILD, has given the thumbs up to go ahead because he wants this player as well. I mean, that's a massive positive sign, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah, I think it's another step forward to making the signing. I think we've still got a long way to go. We've still got a lot of clubs that are interested, and it's definitely not anywhere near a done deal or anything like that. So it's positive news, but we've still got to wait and see.
Yeah, because then what do you think, man?
I mean, bro, I think this signing here will just take us to the next level. Like, we've got a good team, we've got a good depth in the squad. We just need that one superstar to just take us off the edge. And I think Haaland's that player, man. So I don't think right now is the time to get all hyped and gassed over the situation, but we're gonna see in due time because obviously City are the main competitors for Haaland, but I'm hearing reports that they don't want to get into a bidding war with us. So we're gonna have to see when the time comes in it. But with Haaland, I really want him in the team, and I'm pretty sure everyone else wants him in the team because he'll be the guy to take us over the edge.
100%, man. I mean, look, Chelsea media, I don't know if you lot follow it on Twitter a lot. The guy just, I'm saying the page always basically tells you about the latest gossip that everyone's talking about. And when that gossip really comes in, it doesn't really happen. So obviously the news about Lukaku being linked to Chelsea, even though Chelsea fans have just been talking about it in general, Chelsea actual page has been talking about it in their media. So obviously we've been speaking about Lukaku maybe coming instead. Marv, yeah. First time on the channel, bro. What's going on, man?
Yeah, not
I'm
too
good.
bad, but I've got a lesson in a few minutes, so I thought I'd come in, say hello on the stream. Let's get it done.
Yeah, man. How are you doing? What time's it over there?
It's 12 o'clock midday, my friend.
Mexico.
Yeah, look at outside. You can see it. Beautiful weather outside. Look at that marina.
Oh. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing, bro.
Nice. Also,
nice
no Lukaku, by the way.
Why?
I've never really been a big fan of his, although I do think he's improved. If he wins the league, I'll consider it, but I still believe he's just one of those guys who just doesn't appear in the big games, and it's something that we've got to consider as important because even Tammy can stack crap teams. So I think Haaland is the man. It's only Haaland, and we've got to spend whatever they ask. And that's it. I want to see the club get back to the top, and this is the way.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you're free on Fridays, bro. How's you got lessons?
I am normally, but I've got a couple of classes to do. If the stream is still on, it's only a 30-minute lesson. I'll come back on in another 20 minutes.
Yeah, we do hour streams, bro. So come back as soon as possible. But I'll let you go, man. Good to see you, man.
All right, cheers, brother.
Take care. Mala ads. Wow. Finally back. No hat, nothing. The trim's out, fresh trim, shaped it up, no? No. I don't know if it's me. Did I like how did he like he's frozen. Okay, so I think that says it all there, that smile there. Yeah, it's a bit mad still. Are you back? Yo, what happened there?
My internet cable fell out and I don't even know.
Mazel. Obviously, we've been speaking about Haaland for quite a while. I'll let you talk about Tammy, man. I don't know if you saw the conversation fully yesterday. A lot of people saying sell Tammy in the top 3, bro.
So Tammy, what?
Sell Tammy. Like literally just sell him. Like the top 3 players to leave Chelsea in the summer. One of them was Tammy Abraham.
I don't know about that, fam. I think that's a drag, man. I don't know. I told you that if we get Haaland, I wouldn't mind him leaving. I wouldn't mind anyone leaving if we get Haaland, fam. He's a real deal, but generally, realistically speaking, I don't think we're gonna get him. I can't lie. Like, I highly doubt we're gonna get Haaland, fam. Very unrealistic signing for me, bro. So yeah, like I said, it depends on it. Like, if we're signing someone like Haaland, then it's calm to let him go. But if not, because I think Giroud's gonna cut anyway this summer. So if not, I'll definitely keep him as a squad player at least.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Why not a squad player at least, Kazilla, man?
It all depends on Giroud for me. Like, if we can get Giroud for another season, hold on to him. But I think Tammy wants like proper game time. Do you know what I'm saying? So if Tammy wants proper game time, I don't think he'll play. So I think the best situation for me is if you're not going to keep Giroud or Tammy, then get Haaland and bring in one of the youths from the academy. Do you know what I'm saying? That'll be the best option for me.
It's a big shout, man. It's a big shout. Justice, man, I hope you're good as well, bro. This is all of football is sending of London. This guy is on it. Sometimes I love this guy's lines, man, to bring back the Norwegian nightmare. Tammy, Cho, Zouma, all slated to leave. Look, it's very, very interesting as well. Kurt Zouma, 40 million. What do you guys think about that?
40?
Price tag, sorry. Price tag.
That's a 40 for Zouma, fam. They must be smoking or something strong, fam. Very strong, bro. We ain't getting 40 for Zouma. No way, fam.
Why not?
Come on, bro. He's not worth 40 mil, man. Who's going to pay that money for him? Realistically, bro.
Kazilla, what do you think, man? 40 mil.
I think there'll be teams out there for him to go to. You know what I'm saying? I think Everton especially, man. I mean, when he played for Everton, he was one of the standout players. You know what I'm saying? So I think they'll happily take him back, especially with the shambolic centre backs that they have at that club. You know what I'm saying? So I think especially Everton would be happy to take him back, and there'll be a couple other clubs out there touting for Zouma, but 40 million, I think, is just about the right price tag for him. Not much over, not much under. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's not that old yet.
I love 40 million, fam.
You know what I'm saying, and he's hitting the prime minute, so 40 M's will be all right.
Take that money and run.
Literally, I mean, obviously, Matt, you're a massive fan of Zouma. You're saying his first choice for you all the way in front of Thiago Silva.
No, I mean not in front of Thiago Silva, but yeah, if we get 40 million for him, I'd take that in a heartbeat. I think all 3, Christensen, Rudiger, Zouma, need to go within the next 2-3 years. So in whatever order they go out, it doesn't really mind me as long as we get the right price, which for Zouma, 40 million, that's definitely a right price. And as Kazilla said, Everton they need defenders. They'd happily take Zouma back for, I think it was last summer or the summer before, they were quoting and they wanted 35. So I can see them putting an extra 5 million on it just to get him. And there'll be other clubs in the French, well, not so much the French league with the money, but there'll be other clubs in Europe that will want to take Zouma. I think Zouma's and even Rudiger, they're both targets that will be touted around Europe that any club will want to buy.
No, for real. Sorry, guys. Something's happening right now. Ads, take over, bro. Ask some questions. I'm coming back in it. Ask some questions.
All right, so now, bro. Yeah, so you see with the Tammy thing, yeah. I heard a couple men talking about him going to Brighton and whatnot, fam. But I think that's well over the.
Hey, I was backing you up and saying that was rubbish.
Man's talking about Brighton, bro. Neil Mopay and that, fam. They're talking about Neil Mopay, bro. See, bro.
I said he could get in the Leicester team once Vardy goes.
Yeah, that's a shout, to be fair, man.
And
yeah.
If
Calvin Lewis goes, he can go Everton, he can go West Ham, he can go to so many more clubs. Man, I'm talking about relegation sides. That's the biggest disrespect, fam. I don't know where this has all come from, where everyone thinks he's such a bad player and whatnot, man. Actually, I don't think he's that bad. Honestly, I don't know where this is coming from.
I mean, everyone's a bit too harsh on Tammy at the time because our team doesn't really create a lot of clear-cut opportunities for him. You know what I'm saying? And when he does play, it's up to him to make something out for himself. So. But when he does get the opportunity, he's not really clinical. So it's a lose-lose or a win-win situation if you look at it. But I don't think right now he's the guy to take us forward. But that doesn't mean he's not necessarily a good player and there's no space for him in other teams in the Premier League. Like around the type of size like Southampton, Leicester, those type of sides there, he will start for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not for Leicester, but if Vardy retires or whatnot, I think it will be a start for them.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Like, I don't know where it all came from, man. I think everyone's just too reactionary, man. Like, last season, I heard people saying, put Cho out on loan, and then Cho starts having some good performances this season. Now he's all of a sudden star boy again, chatting about Saka and Greenwood and all of these men again. But last season, people were telling me he should go Championship and whatnot. And everyone last season called him Pulisic the next Hazard, and now they're saying Pulisic should be sold. Which
it's what I said a couple of weeks ago. You've got a certain amount of fans that really overhype certain players, and then you've got the other sort that get pissed off with that, and then therefore they just have massive agendas against them. There is no middle ground in our fan base at the moment. I think you have it with near enough every player, from Tammy to Cho to Pulisic, Werner, Havertz, even to the likes of Jorginho, Rudiger, Christensen. There's so many. I'd say the only player everyone massively agrees on is Thiago Silva, Aspi, Kepa. I think everyone's unanimously against Kepa. But
Alonso.
Yeah,
man, for sure.
I just think it's just a bit. I don't know. It's just a bit reactionary from our fans. I think I see a lot of. It's not just small people. It's big YouTubers, big Twitter accounts. It's not like it's just people with a small following that are trying to get likes and retweets. It's actually big accounts as well. They're just spreading it. I just think it's just a bit stupid.
Yes, it's never really made sense to me, man, because people's opinions just flip with every game week, man. You get a couple of good results on the bounce, and I'm seeing them editing photos of Frank Lampard holding Premier League trophies, and then we lose a couple, and then it's just the complete opposite, fam. It's just it's nuts, man.
It's like I saw a tweet this morning, and someone were talking about Christensen, and apparently that he was in the academy, blah blah blah, did really well, and that apparently the majority of our fans, the only reason we don't like him is because he's Danish and he's not English. And I'm just like, no, the majority of our fan base don't like him because he's a shit defender, not the fact that he's Danish or whatever. It's just some of it. It makes me laugh sometimes, but.
Yeah, you know what I was going to ask you, man. Yeah, I was going to ask you, would you lot think about the whole midfield situation going forward? Not just this season or whatever. I'm talking about going forward. So once we get into the summer and we obviously got to reevaluate everything, do you want to find Kante a partner? Do you want to find Kovacic a partner? Would you let Jorginho go? Like, what do you guys think? Kazula, what do you think?
Bro, it's very. I think when it comes to Chelsea, this is the most difficult question you can ask a fan.
Yeah, it's a madness, bro. Right now, it's a madness, man.
Because some of the fan base, like they'd want to get Kante out, and then there's another certain part of the fan base that want to get Jorginho out, and there's another certain part of the fan base who want to get all of them out. So for me, I don't know where I really stand, but at the end of the day, I think I'm not going to be totally imposed to what actually happens. So if Kante goes, I'll understand why. I'll be sad. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a mourning time for me as a Chelsea fan, but I'll be sad. But if Jorginho goes, I'll understand why as well. So at the end of the day, as long as we can get a suitable replacement, I'm not going to be too pressed. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, I think I was listening to Miz's stream this afternoon with RJ, and they were talking in depth about just the different combinations: Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic. I think each player they need a certain partner. So Kante, I think, arguably, apparently, doesn't fit with Kovacic very well, but he'll fit better with Jorginho. Jorginho and Kovacic work very well, but every pivot, none of them are good enough to win the league at the moment to mount the title challenge, and they've all just got distinct negatives to it. So I think for me, you've got to get rid of one of the three, just to get some. And get someone a bit more balanced in, someone who can not only defend, but he can actually go box to box and attack in both boxes and affect both areas of the pitch, which I think, looking at someone like Zakaria, he's quite defensive and he's a bit like Kante, but he can also make an effort up the top of the pitch. So I think that's someone that we could bring in just to get a bit of balance. And if I was to sacrifice one of the three, it'd be Jorginho, because I think he's a good player in his own right, but he's a system player. And if you stray away from that system too much, he's just not effective anymore.
Jester, Vimus, what are you guys saying? You good?
Doing good, and you?
Yeah, man, all good. Vitmus is here. I don't think he's here yet. Well, what's your take on the midfield situation? So where do you think we go forward with all this? Do you think we should go find a partner for Kovacic or a partner for Kante, or keep the midfield as it is? What do you think? How should we go forward?
Well, first of all, we're hearing that Conte is not very happy right now. I don't know if that's just people talking trash or if it's actual fact. But I could see Conte going back to Conte in Inter, especially if they win the league this year. They're going to have money to spend. So you could look at him leaving. I think for Tuchel's system that he really wants to play, which is not a back three, it's going to be a back four. You're going to have to find a holding defensive midfielder of some sort, right? That can play as kind of a singular holding midfielder at times when you have the other one moving back and forth. So we have to find somebody in a Zakaria, in our Marquinhos. You got to find somebody that is defensive, is reliable on defense enough to where if somebody else is out of position, they can cover that. The problem before we've had playing a back four with a double pivot is they leave the center of the field wide open, and there's huge gaps in front of the center backs, and that's where we get exposed. So that has to happen. So you might look at the only one remaining out of Jorginho, Conte, and Kovacic is Kovacic. You might see both of Jorginho and Conte go. It's very possible. Because they are looking at replacements in the midfield as well as center back and striker. So,
yeah, I hear that. I mean, for me with Kovacic, I feel like, I mean, with the system we're playing now, obviously this is most suitable to all the midfield options we got right now. We all know that they're all going to play in this double six in the middle of midfield. When you play Kova and Kante as a pivot, the five at the back in defence, or the three at back, whatever you want to call it, it helps their defensive frailty, so they don't get exposed as much. It's where you can keep the most of the possession, play out from the back easier, so this all suits their games the best. But for me, if I'm being honest, I was actually saying in the summer, if we got rid of Kante and got in Declan Rice, I actually wouldn't have minded. I feel like Declan Rice is a player who's not only a ball winner, he can sit deep, just sit back in front of the back four, but he's also a bit of a deep line playmaker as well. I mean, he plays it between the lines. He takes the ball to the final third. He can drive with the ball as well. So I feel like he's a good player. I'm seeing some of the comments saying Ndidi, Zakaria, and Soumare. I feel like Ndidi and Zakaria, they're just not the best with the ball at their feet. Me, I do like Soumare. I see him as a bit of a younger version of Pogba. I like his play style. I think he's a good player. But who do you guys see as potential replacements, man? Because I feel like with the whole board thing and the situation with Lampard, I actually feel like we missed out on Declan Rice, man. And I feel like when he goes to a Man United or whenever he goes to a bigger club, I feel like we're going to see what we missed out on, because I feel like he's going to take his game to the next level eventually.
Again,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I think in terms of options, obviously I said Zakaria. I think Zakaria is a good option. But you've also, I mean, there's quite a few defensive midfielders in the French league that are actually quite decent. It seems to be a area of the pitch where a lot of French leagues seem to produce a lot of good talent. Like, I think Boubacar Kamara, I think he's from Marseille, if I'm right. Defensive midfielder. He's obviously, for me, he's a bit young for my liking, so maybe we'd want to get, again, someone a bit more experienced in that holding role. But he's a good option. You could use a lot. I think with the defensive midfield, Rice is a good option, but he's very expensive. And if we're spending a lot on a centre-back, a lot on a striker, and then there's talk of Jadon Sancho going around, we're not going to then spend 80 million on Declan Rice. I think that's where, in the defensive midfield, I think there's a lot of other options that are just half the price that are probably around the same level, if not better in some areas. So I think we need to not only look at it as get the best players, but we need to look at it and be a bit smart with the finances as well.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I do hear that. I've seen a couple comments saying Kessie from AC Milan and Calvin Phillips. I actually do like those two options. I feel like those are two options which aren't going to cost you a lot of money, but definitely come in and do a good job partnering in one of our players. I feel like with Jorginho, it's a difficult one, because signing a new centre mid, it most likely means we've got to get rid of one as well. So that's the only problem we got. But like I said a couple months back on the stream, I was like, with Jorginho, it's just a difficult one because I've always felt like there's a player in there. I just feel like under Lampard's system, when you got the 2 8s going forward and you got the 1 DM, the DM's bound to get exposed. I mean, we saw Kante drop off in his performance levels under Lampard. We saw Jorginho's performance levels drop off under Lampard as well. And then once you get them in a double pivot and a 3 at the back, they both look like completely new players. I mean, Jorginho has been one of our best players since Tuchel's come in, really. So, yeah, I still feel like there's a player in there. You just got to fit a system around him to get the best. Just like all of our players, like azpiliecueta at right centre back, like rudiger at left centre back. I feel like that's the issue. We've got too many players that are actually tailor-made to play in a set position and can't do the other ones when they're told to change. This is why I feel like Tuchel hasn't changed it just yet. And then when we hit the summer and we hit the pre-season and he's given time to change it all about and whatnot, then he'll be able to implement his tactics and new formations and get the players going again. What else am I going to ask? You see with the Sancho reports, what do you guys think? Because I feel like right now we're too stacked in this position, so I feel like the signing doesn't make sense for me, really. So what's your guys' take on this? What do you think, Kozilla?
Let me just touch on the little DM situation that you guys were talking about. Yeah, man, with the DM situations, we've got different options, you know what I'm saying, which is not a bad thing particularly, but it just makes the situation a lot more difficult for Thomas Tuchel going forward because there's going to be some players missing out. So I think if we do ultimately get rid of Jorginho or Kante, I think the perfect replacement is someone like Manuel Locatelli, do you know what I'm saying? I think for me, he's not one of these Italian, like stereotypically Italian footballers, do you know what I'm saying? He looks a lot more rugged. He gets stuck in. He can ping a ball out. He's got a good shot outside of the foot. I think, you know, with them type of players, I think they're more suited to the Premier League. But obviously the more clever thing to do is to scout within the Premier League because these type of players have experience. But it's going to come with a hefty price tag. So I think someone like Locatelli, for me, he can do the job. You know what I'm saying? So, but in terms of the Sancho thing, who am I, like, as a Chelsea fan, to say no to Jadon Sancho? Do you know what I'm saying? This guy, do you know what I'm saying? He's proper Chelsea. This guy, he grew up in South London, supported the team all of his life. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Jadon Sancho, for me, is going straight to the top. I'll take him in a heartbeat. Like any of these wingers, bar maybe callum, hudson-odoi, I'll swap for Sancho, man. If we can get Sancho and a good strike.
Has he been good this season?
He's coming back. He's
picked up his form recently. He had quite a bad start, but he's picked up his form.
Yeah,
drought was like 10 or 15 games or something. I don't know if
with Sancho. Yeah, if we can get Sancho, it just adds to the creativity into our team. That's a major stopgap filled. That's a major hole filled. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the creativity, the final ball, his footballing IQ is off the chain. You know what I'm saying? In the dream mode, we can get Sancho and the striker, and then we're good to go, man.
Well, the proposed deal for that would be Tammy and Callum going to Dortmund for Haaland and for Sancho, which I don't know too many people would say no to that because both of them are better than the two players that were going the other way.
Yeah, I mean, you never know in football, man. Justice, how are you anyway? I've not spoken to you in a while.
I found out, I'm going to announce this on YouTube. I found out that I'm going to be a grandfather in October.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Very, very good news.
Congrats.
So, a little bit young for that, but my son is married, so they get to do what they get to do at that age, right?
Yeah, definitely. How old is he? Sorry.
He's 22.
He's younger than me.
He's older than me, boy.
Yeah, but he's in the Navy. He'll be out in a couple months, and he's already got a job lined up, making good money, and one after that, making even better money. So,
hopefully, definitely good to hear. Good to hear. Vitmus, are you here?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Where you been, man?
Man.
Daddy
roll.
Oh, Daddy roll. I get you. There's too many people with children nowadays. Just very quickly, Benji Bands, thanks for the donation. Callum over Sancho every day. Matt, what do you think of that, man?
I think Sancho is better than Callum Hudson-Odoi, period. But at the same time, I just don't think we need Sancho. I think unless it's going to be something that if you get Sancho, Haaland will definitely more likely come, which, yeah, that could happen, but I think Haaland's got a lot more other priorities than just playing with Jadon Sancho. But I think we need a defensive midfielder, a centre-back, and a striker. If we get all that and we have money left over for Sancho, great, but we don't need Jadon Sancho right now. And I think it's just one of the things.
I want to try and get through as many people in the panel and not try to delay as much. Vitmus, very quickly, your opinion on that as well. Callum over Sancho or not?
Yeah, I mean, I think Matt covered it, man. I don't think we need Sancho, bro. Like, that's not the area we need to strengthen going forward. I mean, if you look at it, the players that we have now, I don't really see what Sancho would have come and done different. You get what I'm saying? Like this, like the way we're playing with Tuchel, we don't need Sancho. As Matt said, we need to strengthen our defense, and definitely Haaland is a must. You get me? And that we're good at midfield as well. So,
yeah.
So, and the thing is, someone asked me this question. I think a few days ago on Twitter, and do you really think that Sancho could come back to the Premier League and do the same thing he's doing in Dortmund? I don't think so. He has to prove it to me, because the German league is it's easier for attackers to play on the ball and do their thing, but Premier League is more high tempo, people coming at and things like that. Only if he goes to go back to Manchester City, it might work, because they dominate possession the whole game. So I don't think he'd deliver in England, to be honest.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Just as, what do you think, man? I don't know if you answered it already. Callum over Sancho, Sancho over Callum.
Sancho is clear. He's clear. But again, any young footballer coming into the Premier League is going to have to adjust. Even we're seeing that with Timo. He's 26, 25, 26, supposed to be more in his man body, and he's still having problems with the physicality and the pace of the Premier League. So yeah, Sancho's going to have an adjustment if he would come in, but he's still clear of Callum. Let's just have it right. He's done more with. Yeah, you might say, well, he's in a easier league. He hasn't had an Achilles injury. Okay, but he's still doing it on the pitch when asked to. So, do we need another winger type, cam type person in the team? Probably not, unless we have a bunch going out, which we never know.
Yeah.
But for me, the reason I would say Haaland would come right in, because he scored 43 goals in 43 games.
Yeah.
Okay. He's showing levels above the Bundesliga. It's like a championship for him.
Goal.
Yeah, he's champion. Well, it's championship for him. It's like a dominant Premier League player playing in the championship. He's levels above. So to me, he's more ready to come in and do his thing. So.
Yeah, no, it's good points for sure. Kazilla, what do you think, man?
Fam, if Sancho comes to the Prem, he's gonna rip it up, man. You know what I'm saying? He's not one of these guys that just come in. The guy was kicking ball in the pitches in Camberwell, man. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be at your ankles kicking you. Do you know what I'm saying? He's used to this, man. That's why I'm not like too fussed about these ballers coming out from London. You know what I'm saying? As you would know, innit? If you grew up playing football in London, you knew the pattern, bro. If you try to dribble pass a couple man, they're gonna try and kick your ankles. So when it comes to physicality in the Prem, I'm not too scared about Sancho, man. I think he's gonna do the job. I think he's gonna rip it up in the Prem, man.
Yeah, Ads, last, did you see? You haven't given your opinion on that as well.
Yeah. So yeah, Sancho, I reckon if he comes in the Prem, he'll do his thing, but he's just another one of the caliber players of the kind of attacks that we already have. Not in the actual production or how good they are or whatever. I'm just talking about stylistically creating and scoring goals. Like I think we need if we are gonna go sign a winger, we need someone more direct that's just gonna keep running at a fullback the whole 90 minutes, because we don't have too many of those, to be honest. So yeah, of course I'll take him at Chelsea fan. I just don't know who leaves. And if we're going to sign a winger, like someone had said in the comments, I think go for the cheaper option and go for Pedro Neto, because I think Pedro Neto is a baller, fam. Like I've been watching this guy for also a while.
Well, that's squad depth.
Yeah, but even
cool.
But bro, the difference between Pedro Neto and Sancho and a lot of the wingers that we have is the footballing IQ, man. When we're talking about the final ball, Sancho has it. Mason Mount don't have it. Callum doesn't have it. I don't know if Kai has it. Pulisic doesn't have it. The footballing IQ of Sancho is he plays like he's a bigger man for his age. You know what I'm saying? He plays like a seasoned vet, and the final ball's always there with Sancho. So if we can get Sancho, we can be our main creator in the team, and that's just gonna be a plus for us. It'll fill a gap for us that we need because the creativity in this team is not all there.
I think the players need to leave though, man. Obviously, we signed so many players.
Yeah, it's just who's on the cut, man. Really. Of course, I take Sancho. I have no problem with Sancho joining him. Of course, man. I'll definitely take him.
We've also just got bigger gaps to fill, if I'm honest.
Yeah, like we gotta go look at centre back in the CDM.
Centre-back.
Anything, man.
Yeah.
And keeper, maybe.
What?
Nah, Kepa, man. Kepa all day.
I think Mendy's good, but I don't think he's trophy level winning.
Nah.
Big
That
trophy.
top caliber. Yeah.
It
He's
depends,
trophy.
because
We're talking about-
if you've got a defense which is good enough to protect him, then I think he is. But if you're just talking about on just pure ability alone, then I don't think he is.
Yeah, that's the thing I agree with. I think, but at the end of the day, guys, a good defense builds the confidence of a goalkeeper. Because even though, I mean, most of us, I don't know, I'm not pointing any fingers, most Chelsea fans slandered, I mean, Kepa. But we must think about it, like, we had a shit defense in front of Kepa. Like, he was getting, like, chances were coming at him, like, over and over. There was no time for him to, like, relax. There was no excellent defending. You get me?
Yeah.
If we compare Liverpool's defense, the reason why I'm not saying Alisson's not a good goalkeeper, because he's a world-class keeper, but when you look at Alisson's Liverpool don't let through the easy opportunities for Alisson. The shots that are to Alisson are some like one-off opportunity where the striker just get like 2 seconds to make up his mind to take a shot, and you know Alisson is there because the striker is under pressure. But he has not really had any clear one-on-one where players had comfortable chance to slot there. It's good defending. So I mean Kepa is not the best, but he's still got pressured a lot. You get me?
Yeah. No, I agree with that, man. Many people have basically said not to give him a second chance. As just very quickly, obviously I had to go off for a bit. What was said about Tammy and Brighton level? What was the outcome?
No, that wasn't even a long discussion. We were just talking about me, Matt, and Kazilla all agreed that it was just a disrespect to say that, and he's more like Leicester, Southampton, West Ham, these
Villa.
kind of levels in there. And then after that, we just discussed where we go for next season in the midfield. Like, do we find a partner for Cover? Do we find a partner for Kante? What do we do going forward in that?
Yeah. Also, rest in peace, Alisson's father as well. It's getting worse for him. And hopefully he gets through it. Definitely for sure. Kurt Zouma, let me just ask Vitmus and Justus very quickly. Justus, what do you make of Kurt Zouma price tag? I know you said we don't know if the reports are legit and stuff, but this is what's being spoken about in the podcast recently. What do you make of that? Can we really get 40 million? Would you take a lower bid? What do you think?
What do we have? 25 for Tomori?
Yeah,
30 million, roughly 25 million pounds. Well, if Tomori's 25 million pounds, then Zouma has to be 40 million pounds. I mean, if you're talking about talent level and what they've done, and the type of center backs they are, Tomori's going to be better in a 3, and Zuma's better in a 2. So again, it's about finding when you're selling a player, you have to have a partnership for somebody to buy that player, right? So we all say, well, we need to sell this player and this player and this player. But you have to have a sellable asset that somebody wants to buy. It's basic business. If you don't have that partner that's going to buy that asset, it doesn't matter what price tag you put on them. So if you find the right person, you can get 40 million for Zouma.
Hopefully Everton spend that money.
I feel like with Tomori, you're just buying into his potential as well. So I think that's got to be taken into consideration as well. With Zouma, he's not aging on, but he's getting there a bit. He's not showing the same potential he did when he was younger. So I don't know. I think 40 million is just a bit of a stretch, maybe 30.
Well, if somebody will pay 40 million, we'll take it. It's not really going to say, no, he's really not worth it. No, you write that check. Here he comes.
100%.
So, but yeah, anywhere between 30 and 40 for him, I think is fair. If somebody wants to pay over 40, hey, we're not going to complain. But that's why I said Tammy and Callum, because let's say you want to reduce the price tag for Haaland. Let's say they say we want 120 million pounds for Haaland. We go, well, we'll give you Callum plus 80. Will you be okay with that? Because they can go back to their fan base and say, hey, we're losing Haaland, but we're bringing in a young English star, and they can sell that to their fan base because they have to sell tickets too. They have to keep their fan base happy. They just can't be moving all these assets out and not having an asset come back in.
Yeah,
So,
but we know how Dortmund works, man. They're a selling club, and then they always find the next big thing, man. It's just look at it, man. Ousmane Dembele, Sancho, Haaland, like it constantly happens, man. They sign these players for dirt cheap and then move them on for like 100+ mil. It's just the way their club moves is ridiculous. But then again, that's why they're not winning any trophies and stuff. So yeah, it's just I don't know if I'll take the 80 mil on Hudson-Odoi. I don't know. That would be a difficult one.
really? I would do it in a heartbeat. You could the only player I would not sell for Haaland is Kai Havertz.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What, even Pulisic?
I would sell. Yes.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. No, that's fair. It's fair. I mean, if you're saying every player except Havertz, I think Havertz, even if he doesn't become that star at Chelsea, I feel like 2 or 3 years time, we can still probably get so much money for him. I think the value in the long run for this player is going to be massive, and hopefully he does become good to his level. Vitmus, what do you think of Kurt Zouma's situation? Quickly.
As someone said, I don't know who said, I think it was you, Everton. We could get 40 million for Zouma based on the fact if we can look like for the last 6 or 7 years of transfer windows, the money has been like the sales, like what people spend on players has been like some stupid buys and the amount that people have been paying for players. So 40 million for Zouma, I don't see why we can't get it based on how the market has been for the past few years. So. And he has been good for Everton. He's an Everton fan favorite when he was there on loan.
Yeah, 100%.
I think they would pay maybe 30 to, as Jester said, 30 to 40. Yeah, we could get it for him.
Yeah, I think right now what it is that Chelsea need to get as many sales as possible. We're not just talking about loan players. We're talking about some of the squad depth players now as well, where we just need to get as much money as possible. I know Marina doesn't want to like settle for less. But some of them we've got to take a couple of L's, man, for sure, man. Kazilla, who's your top 3 again you want to sell? Kepa, Alonso, Tammy, right?
Yeah.
Matt as well. Matt, what was yours?
I wasn't in the stream.
Oh, yeah, go on. Give me your top 3 squad depth players, please.
Squad or starting lineup?
Lineup and squad, not loan players, like the actual Chelsea team. Right now. And don't say
Alonso.
Kepa. Why Alonso? Why not Emerson?
Because we're going back to a back 4, so it makes it. I think Alonso and Emerson, either one of them can go. But
if he moves the back 4, the plan B will be back 3. No, so you'll keep Alonso realistically.
I don't. I mean, I'd get rid of both of them within the next 2 years. I think it's just which one. It's like the centre backs. I don't care which one go, what order they go. They all will go.
Thiago Silva?
Well, Thiago Silva's going to retire anyway, but I mean, all 3 of Rudiger, Christensen, and Zouma will go within 2 or 3 years because they're just simply not good enough unless they want to sit on the bench and be a 4th choice.
Okay, so you're saying Alonso, 1 centre back.
If I was to pick a centre back out of choice, be Christensen.
Wow.
And do you know, I will go with Jorginho.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh my! Really?
No, but
Fair enough.
I think with all this, everyone's talking about Tuchel's playing 3 at the back, so that means Jorginho's going to stay, Alonso's going to stay, all these players are going to stay. I think it's more of an elaborate plan you're playing these players in a back 3, they're playing really well, up in their value, then you work on a back 4 like everyone's saying he is going to do, and then while these players' stocks are high, you sell them on. And you get money for the players you want to bring in. And that would make sense. Jorginho's stock's probably higher than it's ever been at Chelsea at the moment. Christensen's playing well, and I have a feeling someone like Barcelona may come in for him. You know how they love a centre-back that can spray a ball about. They've been interested in quite a few times before. They're in desperate needs to defenders. And then Alonso, again, you say it's probably quite high, his stock at the moment. Again, so you can sell him on. I don't see an option. I think it'll be more than that.
Just quickly, Matt, man.
That makes a lot of
Ali
sense.
B thinks he was on J5 Harvey. Let me just say something to you people. If you missed it, he has given Jorginho a 4 out of 10 rating this season. Okay, I'll let you decide whether he's on the high or not.
Pre-Tuchel.
What about now? What about now?
I'm not going to make a comment at the end of the season on player ratings.
But Sadiq, may I be honest? Like, I like Jorginho, but I won't be biased towards him. But for 4, bro, he was playing well even on the Lampard and find himself on the bench. He has a good run for Italy. Like, he has been 10 out of 10 for Italy in every game he has played in internationals so far. And when he came back to Chelsea this season with Lampard, he was one of the best players in the midfield for me at the time, even when Kovacic wasn't playing that well. So, he gave him 4.
No. I'll be honest, bro. He wasn't that good. He was even missing penalties. G. Like his morale, confidence was down.
Bro, missing 1 penalty don't.
Two. He missed
good,
2 in a row.
Yeah, but it no matter, bro. Lampard missed 2 penalties in a row already when he was at his best for Chelsea, bro.
You honestly think Jorginho was okay this season?
Of course. Then when we went 14 games unbeaten, wasn't Jorginho a part of some of those games like earlier?
Bro, majority of the games were in cup games, bro. Like I love Jorginho as well, but I can't gas it up.
Bro. When Conte was injured, we all thought that Billy Gilmore would have been the person who would have played, but it wasn't. It was Jorginho.
Can I make the point that I gave Kovacic a 4 and Kante I think a 5.5? So I think the midfield's been a big problem this season. I think I rated every centre midfielder apart from Mount at that rate level.
That's fair enough because under Lampard's system it was hard for that sitting midfielder to play well.
To do bits. That's what I'm saying. I think the formation.
They had way too much responsibility on defensive. It was hard for them to do well.
Kazilla, man, what do you think? What rating would you give Jorginho, man?
What, as in when we done it or for now?
For now.
I'll give him a 7 or a 6.
What? For what?
I mean, under Tuchel, it's been quality, bro.
Under Tuchel. Yeah.
He's done the job. But under Lampard, he wasn't really a standout player, but he didn't do anything wrong at the same time. So it's just a middle thing for me, innit? So, but under Tuchel, he's proven himself to be one of the key players in the team. So it's one of them ones.
What about Justice? What do you think, Jorginho? Obviously, I know you're not a massive fan of him, but he's been okay so far, no?
No, I actually think he's been brilliant under Tuchel.
Whoa, hang on. The end is near. Say that again, Justice, man. Say that again.
He has been brilliant under Tuchel. But that's also the other reason we're playing a back 3.
Yeah.
Because we have no holding midfielder.
Yeah.
Period on the team, unless the two we have are Jorginho and Gilmore. And if we want to win trophies, you can't have Jorginho and Gilmore as your holding mids without playing a back 3 because they will eventually get exposed.
Mm-hmm.
So he's played well, but that's the reason we have a back 3, other than the fact that you're trying to get the best out of our center backs. And most of our center backs, besides Thiago, can play in any system. Zouma can only play in a back 4. He's horrible in a back 3. But so the majority of our center backs, if you're saying Aspie is now a center back because his legs are gone, they're better in a 3. And the team is more stable in a 3. And it allows you to play a Jorginho who is like a metronome where he's just keeping the rhythm going. He's just keeping the ball moving, the play moving in the team. And really, that's Kovacic's best position, playing besides him to drive at the field. However, if we're being realistic, if you take Mount out of the equation, none of our midfielders are trophy level champions level midfielders. Kovacic is about 2/3 of that player. He's good in 80% of the pitch, in the last 20%, nothing. He's not creating as much as you'd want from that position. What I'd like to say is I would love if you could merge 2 players, Ruben for the finishing and the height, and Kovacic for the ball handling and being the escape artist he is. That would be our perfect second six, right? Kovacic
I
gives you
get what
nothing
you're saying.
in the
Yeah.
final third. So
I disagree, man. I definitely disagree with that point. For me, I think Mateo Kovacic is a quality football player, man. He's a delight to the team. The way he can break the press, do you know what I'm saying? And I understand what you're saying about Kovacic doesn't have a final ball. But if you're saying that, then how come Mason Mount is getting loaded by our fan base?
not me.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Mason
Yeah, but
Mount.
come on, man. We're expecting too much from these players nowadays. Not every player has to be the complete package.
that's
Not
what I'm
every-
saying. That's what I'm saying. I think Kovacic is quality, and I also think Jorginho's good as well. So,
Yeah,
if
not
we're
every
talking
player
about-
has to have that final ball. It's good
No,
to have. I get it.
especially
No,
if you're playing an attacking midfielder, bro, you gotta have a final ball.
Yeah, it's good to have that final ball, especially as a midfield player. But like, not every player can be complete. I feel we're just holding these players to standards which are too high these days, man. Like,
But the
not
thing
every
is, every midfielder has a missing part of their game.
of course,
Literally
man.
every single midfielder, G. We don't have a complete guy that.
Yeah, but you know, it's hard to be a complete midfielder, man. That's the position which requires the most ability, fam. You got to be all-rounded good player, fam. You got to be good at everything. So it's difficult to find someone that actually meets all the requirements, man. You just got to take a couple L's in some of the areas of people's games. That I think Kovacic he has got good passing. I feel like sometimes he can actually play that final ball. It's just I think he's more likely to play it than anyone else, really. When he actually sees the run, he actually at least tries to play that passing behind. I've seen him do it before quite a few times, and he's a tenacious midfielder. He gets a lot of tackles, interceptions in. He's good at beating the press resistance, keeping the ball. So, I mean, yeah, of course he has frailties to his game. His defensive awareness isn't good. When a player runs off his shoulder, he's not good at tracking them and whatnot. But overall, he's definitely a good player, Champions League quality. But just going back to that Jorginho point, I mean, I agree with Matt, as in, if we were to sell 3 players this summer, he'd be one of mine that I'd probably let go as well. I'm not gonna lie, the guy's he's 29 right now, turning 30 next season. So
What's
he's
the
got a good
agenda,
run.
man? What's the
Yeah, but
agenda?
he's got a good run of performances in right now. So why not cash out on him?
Yeah, but can I add something there to the Kovacic stitch?
Yeah, go for it, man.
We have to remember Kovacic is coming from a Real Madrid team that was hard to get in, based on the players that they had that were in form, the Modric, the Cruz, and he did well enough to get his opportunities and take them. And his manager talked highly of him, but it was about him getting in a club that would give him more game time. When he came to Chelsea that season under Maurizio Sarri, he was not fully fit, and he only could have played like 60 minutes, like 60, 75, 70 minutes the most under Sarri, based on how we wanted to play. And now we saw the player that he was when he was given the opportunity to express himself last season under Frank Lampard, because we had no other option. So we had to use him and he had to play. And we saw how good he was with Lampard last season. And he was our player of the season, like not of one match, the season. So I don't know, we went from player of the season and then this season was being benched by Lampard, which I don't know. But again, new manager, and he's allowed now to express himself again as a football player. And since Tuchel has came in, you see the difference in him again. So I think that as time goes by, we'll continue working with this manager or any other experienced manager come in, they can get the best out of Kovacic. And all those things that we are missing from him, I'm sure that we will see them in the next season or games coming. You'll see the player that you're looking for, really.
You're right, Vitmus, in terms of the Real Madrid point, because when he was back in Spain, he was actually rated, fam. And then whenever he played, he was playing well. It's just that, of course, you got 2 of the greatest midfielders of one generation in Kroos and Modric playing ahead of him. These are 2 players that are in their 30s and still doing it in the Champions League games now, dropping masterclasses, man. So, I mean, yeah, bro. I mean, those were winning back-to-back Champions League. So, yeah, if it wasn't for Modric and Kroos, he would have got a lot more time at Real Madrid playing. He probably would have still been there right now. So you're right. He just had to leave for somewhere where he'd get minutes, but he was rated as one of the hottest prospects in Inter. That's why Real Madrid came up to him. And when he went to Real Madrid, he was always good. Everyone could see his quality on the pitch. It's just breaking out in that midfield. No one was doing it. Literally no one would break into that midfield ahead of Casemiro, Kroos, and Modric in their prime. No way.
But you know, he was an attacking midfielder as well.
Huh?
He was an attacking midfielder. He wasn't a number 6.
Yeah, for sure.
See,
No.
The thing is, yeah, when Lampard was here and we were seeing the double pivot, I wasn't convinced with Jorginho and Kovacic. Now, obviously,
That's a
Are
back
they
four.
doing well now? Because we've got a back three.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. They've done really, really well, but I'm worried that if we go to a back four, we
Yeah.
play these two together, we'll get rinsed.
Well, that's why Tuchel's playing the. That's why Tuchel's playing the back three, man, because it literally is. It's a system which is made for so many of our players. You look at Kovacic, Jorginho, Azpi, Rudiger, Alonso. This is a system that's made for all of these players, man.
Bro,
this is exactly how we're doing it.
we're not thinking about this like the thing the right way. Look at last season when we beat Manchester City. It was Jorginho and Kovacic playing double pivot, brother. The whole thing about it, bro, is the manager. When Tuchel just came in when we played Wolves,
That's why Kante played
a
against
back four. Huh?
That's why Kante played against City that game.
No, the first he didn't play in the return fixture when we beat them. He played in the fixture when they beat us 2-1 at Etihad. He didn't play in the game when Pulisic scored, and I don't remember who scored the winner. But
I'm pretty sure. Anyway, yeah, carry on. I thought he did.
Jorginho and Kovacic, I'm not saying I want them to be our pivot in a back four because it can't work. I think we really need a natural CDM to play there. But when we played with Wolves with a back four, we started the game against Wolves with a back four. We were still dominating the game with Kovacic and Jorginho. It's just that we weren't getting like more, like what would I say, attacking point of view with that formation because of the players and the time the manager didn't have. So with the way Tuchel plays, bro, we control the game overall. It doesn't matter which formation we play. The players know it. It's like, sorry, you play to his strength. Possession is what we're doing. Tuchel, possession. So it doesn't matter the formation we play, because if we can really look back at last season or the season before when we had Jorginho playing with Kovacic, they always play like this together, passing the ball in tight spaces, under pressure from 2-3 players pressing them, and then they find themselves out of it. Those two have a connection like between themselves. Like if they play with someone else, it might not look as well as that. But when they two play together, we always see that close control of the midfield, passing in between the lines, getting out of danger together. If you really look back at some of the clips, you will see Jorginho and Kovacic under pressure by 2-3 players pressing them, and they just make 2 style pass out, gone.
I get you. But
I also remember a lot of games where we got battered because
exactly.
because those two were playing. So what I'm saying is, if we're Chelsea Football Club and we want to win every trophy every year and every competition we're in, we're going to have to upgrade in certain positions. Holding CDM is one of the biggest points. Center back, a striker who is just filthy and nasty when he gets the chance. We have to have that to win all the trophies. We want to be 100 points a season. We want to have every trophy in our case every year. That's what Roman wants. That's what we expect as fans. To do that, we have to upgrade those positions. And players like Jorginho or Tammy or Callum, they all want to play every game. So Tammy's already said he's not signing a new contract yet. He won't sign an extension. So you have to sell him to get money for him, because that's all profit. Callum, he's going to want to start every game as well. So I just remember seeing the game where Callum was yanked after 30 minutes, and Tammy was already in the stands. I think after, I don't know if he started or he was pulled after 45. But they're up there looking at each other like, we got to get out of here. That's exactly what it looked like when they looked at each other. Like, do you want to be here? No, not really. You can't have that in a team when you're trying to win trophies. You have to have a cohesive unit that everybody understands. Hey, I got to wait my turn, or I got to show in practice that I'm the man.
Yeah.
And so players are going to leave because they want to play. They want to get their game time. They want to start for their nations in the upcoming World Cup and the Olympics and Euros and everything else. So we have to understand that and move the pieces that we can sell. I don't think Bakayoko's going this summer. I think he's going to be on loan again, because Gattuso is not going to be the manager at Napoli next year. He's going to be gone either by before the end of the year or in the summertime. He's gone. So, you know, if we want 30 to 40 million for Bakayoko, that ain't happening. If we want so much for Zappacosta, that's not happening. Because the players you can sell are the hot prospects where people can put them on a poster and say, hey, look, come see this player play.
Yeah.
You're not doing that with Bakayoko, Zappacosta, Alonso, Emerson. They're just pieces to the puzzle where you could say, well, Tammy, hey, he was Chelsea's leading scorer for 2 years. Don't know if it's going to happen this year, but let's just say that.
Tommy can go, man. We don't need Tammy Abraham.
Say again?
We don't need him. His attitude. I don't like his attitude. He can go, man. I don't like it.
Oh, I agree with you. I agree with you. What I'm saying is you can
Tammy.
only sell players that other people want to buy.
Tammy needs to go, bro. Tammy, your boy needs to go from this club, bro. Everyone wants him out, G. What's your take on that, man?
I can't even be bothered to argue against 5 men, fam.
No,
Oh,
but
I'm not involved. I'm the middleman. I'm the middleman.
I'll agree to disagree, fam.
bro. Tammy Abraham, when
It's still going on.
when he runs and he don't get a ball, he throws himself. He turns and argue things like that, not wanting to re-sign a contract. Bro, come on, he's coming from the academy. It should be like that. He should be,
sign a
he should
contract.
be grateful that he's in the 18 or the 11 sometime for a club as Chelsea standard, bro. If we didn't have that transfer ban, he wouldn't even got the number 9, brother. He need for calm, bro. Look at Callum. I love Callum as a player, but I was upset with him the way he handled when he wanted to leave to go to Bayern Munich to prove a point because he wasn't getting a game. What is wrong with these kids, bro? Who was in front of Callum? Eden Hazard, Willian was okay, Pedro, top player from Barcelona. He's supposed to be looking at that and say, okay, I'm going to learn from these guys and wait on my opportunity. He was like, oh, if I don't get any game, I'm going to leave. I'm going to Bayern Munich. I hate players like that, bro. He's a very talented player, but your attitude, I don't care, bro. You can't go. As what Jester said, I prefer guys. You can't win trophies and with players like that. You have to have players that want to be here despite and build that love in a circle that we can go forward, bro. If the piece of the puzzle is rotting, we can't complete it.
Nah, I understand you, man. But
I'm not involved in this Tammy, man. I'm not involved in this Tammy because he might be watching, innit?
Right
So
there.
I'm not involved.
Litmus, the youth is changing these days, man. Not everyone is just content with where they are, man. These kids have got egos now. They think they're better than they are. It's just how it's just life now, isn't it? Like, I mean, when you're Callum and you're 18, you know, seeing all the other youngsters amongst Europe breaking into their clubs and stuff, and then you've got Bayern Munich whispering in your ear. Of course, it's going to get in your head, man. It's not as easy as that. Players are going to react to these kind of things. Bayern Munich's the top club. If this guy's here, promising him minutes at Bayern Munich, saying, you're going to develop here, whatnot, and he's seeing what his boy Sancho is doing. He's seeing what his boy Sancho is doing in the Bundesliga. Then, of course, he's going to be caught in 2 minds.
Bro, if he had went to Bayern Munich, he wouldn't get no game, bro. He would be on the bench, and he knows.
I mean, can we just make the point Jamal Musiala will get game time? So
I
guarantee Cho would get some
100%.
game time.
Wait, that season wanted to go to Bayern Munich. Would he have gotten game time that season? I'm not talking now.
Hudson-odoi.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
They wouldn't have
over Gnabry and them
Litmus. They wouldn't have signed Sane. They only got Sane because they didn't get Hudson-odoi. They wouldn't have signed Sane. He would have definitely got minutes.
Bro, Vitmus.
Bro,
Can I just also make the point as well, the Tammy contract thing? Are we just assuming it's true that he's not signing a contract? Because the last time we did that, he signed a year extension.
Yeah, but Matt,
But the extension was PR, bro, isn't it?
Matt, would you sign it if you were Tammy Abraham?
I mean, I wouldn't. I personally, at the moment, I'm not too sure. I wouldn't sign it straight away, but I don't think it's. I think what was said in the media of he's refused a contract. I think it's a bit blown out the water. He might be stalling at best, but I don't think he's flat out refused a contract. I think that's just people putting out something like what Matt Law did with Rudiger. They put out something and then it feeds an agenda online, and the people that want that agenda hound all over it and criticize Tammy, don't want him out, and then it creates more stories and likes. I think that I'm just going to take it as a pinch of salt, like most things. It's only one time that it's come out. It's not like the Haaland thing. Oh, he's it's loads of articles that have come out, different sources, different people. One person said that Tammy's refused the contract because Haaland's being mentioned. But when he mentioned about competition last year, he said by his own mouth, he said he relishes the competition of whoever came in last season, which was Werner. I think he's got a decision to make, and I think he's going to wait and see what happens in the summer. But I think most people will.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think it's a totalitarian thing with him. It's first of all, it was we're going to bring in Higuain, we're going to bring in Werner, and now we're going to bring in Haaland, and he's going to say, "Well, where's my chance?"
For sure.
And what I'm saying for him is, your chance is you are a mid-table striker. You finish in the box. You don't link up play. You're 6'3", can't head the ball. He's the type of person where if you don't feed him, he becomes invisible in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, and the days of there's very few strikers in the game now that you could say, let's feed him the ball 20, 30 times to get a game and we're going to win. And you can count them all on one hand. And that would be Lewandowski. You get him the ball, he's going to score. Haaland, you get him the ball, he's going to score. Kane, you get him the ball, he's going to score. Mbappe, you get him the ball, he's going to score.
Tammy, and you might score.
Benzema. But Tammy's not at that level. So
He's still young though, man. No?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but that's
are
the
you
point.
ready to win trophies now, or are you going to wait for 5 years for him to get to that level?
We're talking about project, bro. Like Lampard project 3, yeah.
I don't deal with projects. I want trophies. I'm greedy. I want every trophy every year. If you can't
That's
give me
all
that,
bread.
Those days are gone, bro, man. They're not the same anymore, man.
Abramovich spoiled us, man. That's what we used to.
that's what
It's
he
gone.
wants, though.
Yeah, no, but I don't hate Tammy Abraham, you know. But bro, if we look at where we're coming from with strikers, bro, I don't see Tammy Abraham, like as Sadiq said, he's young, but that's the thing. He needs to be calm if he's young and take his time. He shouldn't be rushing, bro. He's already given the 9. He's a Chelsea upcoming striker, but it's like he wants to be forced in, bro. And odds. You say he hasn't got his opportunity, bro. Tommy had his opportunities, bro. Come
Trust
on.
me. Yeah,
No, he has. But I'm saying, come on, man. He's I agree. If he's gonna cut, then cut now because he's 23, man. He needs minutes, bro. He needs minutes. He's 23 years old. He's not 19 or something. He's 23.
Well,
he's a big game player.
here's the biggest question you can ask: can you win the league with Tammy as your starting striker?
Yes.
Every game.
No,
Yes.
no, you can't. That's what I've always said about Tammy leaving. I said,
Well, why not laughing? Why not? Let's be real, yeah. If we had Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, Havertz, Ziyech performing at top level, you're telling me Tammy won't put 50% of those chances away?
Yeah, but 50% can't give you the title either, bro.
He can. What? One a game, one every 2 games.
Do you know how many
No.
how many strikers put 50% of their chances away? There's one.
No.
There's one.
All right, let's give 25% then.
Lewandowski, that's it.
I think it's Haaland right now. I don't think even Lewandowski's out there right now this season. I think it's Haaland only putting away that, and that's why he's so great. He's putting away so many chances.
If you're putting
Just very quickly, everyone in the comments, yeah, before answering this question, like the video if you guys can, push to 70 likes, of course, subscribe and all that good stuff. Let me know if you disagree with the panel about Tammy Abraham not being good enough to win the title. I think it's major disrespect, man. I think he's a top striker, one of a kind, and I feel like the panel's being harsh on him. So, big up, Tammy, if you're watching this. I support you, bro. Yeah, I'm with you all the way. You know what I'm saying? So, big up. What do you mean disagree, man? Matt, actually, wait, Kazilla, what do you think? You've been quiet, man.
He's on mute.
Yeah, bro.
Tammy, bro.
With
good
Tammy, it's one of them ones, man. I'm not too fussed about what happens to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm very indifferent. Like I agree with Jester's notion, the fact that he just wants to win, and I just fall into that same category, man. Like with me, I'm not gonna have too many like emotional connections to these players because at the end of the day, I just want to win. You know what I'm saying? And these players are gonna have to prove it to me. And now
But
Tammy's
bro, we're not there, dude. How can we expect that when we're not there? We've not won a title in so many years. How can we have that same expectations that we had?
Maybe in
the
so
only
many years.
so yeah, the only time we didn't win a league,
5 years, bro.
no, not a league, but like a trophy was last year,
4
bro.
years. No, but I'm talking about Premier League.
Oh,
But bro,
Premier League, bro. You want a Premier League. You don't want Emirates FA Cup or Europa League. Like, I don't care about that.
I hear it, but it's still a trophy at the end of the day. But you know what I'm saying? I don't think if we want to take, I've always said this, if we want to go to the next level, so if Tabby wants to be a starting striker, he needs to prove himself at the end of the day. And his performances have not been of that caliber. We need to get in a booter, bro. You know what I'm saying? I want someone that will just get the ball in the box and just smack it in. Like, we haven't had a player like that since Drogba and Diego. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and Tammy, we thought he could break the mold last year. That's why we gave him the number 9 and whatnot. But yo, he needs to pull up his pants. You know what I'm saying, and get and do the mad thing. So
Gender's
This was
too
what
strong,
everyone-
man. Too much.
I got a question for you, Sadiq. How do you win titles in modern day football? What is the biggest key to winning? I should say, the biggest key to winning titles in modern day football.
Defense.
Nope. Nothing on
Yeah,
the field.
it has to be defense,
Nothing,
bro.
nothing on the field. It's out. It's not even on the pitch.
What mentality?
Money.
Oh, bro, but we've been spending so much money and we're still here.
Money. You have, but it's not just the money you spend. It's the money you can generate from the players you have. And what I say is the players that are on the roster, right? How many tickets can you sell? How many kits can you sell? How much can you grow the fan base by bringing in top players from certain countries? This is what we have to think about. Football is a business on the world stage, and you have to bring in the best players from the richest countries to sell the most kits, to sell the most tickets, so you can meet financial fair play.
But haven't we done that though? Haven't we done that with Pulisic and the signings of Havertz and stuff like that?
Right.
But we're still here.
But we just signed those players.
I mean, it's been a while now, and I don't think you've been a bit critical of the final third of these players. Of course, they just haven't been performing. The strikers haven't been scoring, and I still don't understand why. I think the defense has improved, but in terms of the wingers, them not performed either. We can talk about Werner; he hasn't performed, but no one's really performed.
No, but I'm gonna be honest. If I understand what Jester said, but bro, you gotta look on it that we have not spent any money in the transfer window like this for like quite some years now. When last we brought in so many good players in one window?
14, maybe 13, something like that. I think we brought in 7 players or something like that.
Yeah, so I think this is the time now where we need to just continue spending until we can get all of those players working well together. Like the season before, we couldn't buy because we were on a ban. The season before, we brought in only Jorginho and brought in Higuain on loan. The season before, we Conte brought in Zappacosta. So we weren't signing anybody, bro.
But why did he sign Zappacosta? Why did he sign Zappacosta?
No, because he wanted. Remember, he was a back three system. He wanted a wing back, bro. It was like giving Moses a backup.
Yeah, but the players that he really wanted, he didn't get any of them.
Zappacosta was just a panic buy, man. It was on deadline day.
Yeah, it was a cheapskate buy. But yeah, bro, that's the thing. Like, it has to do with our board as well. If our board don't back our managers, then we won't see the true, like the real deal of the club. Because right now, if Tuchel doesn't get back in, we're not gonna see the true potential of what he can do as well. You gotta give him his tool. Like if he's a painter, you give him all the brushes and all the rollers and this, and if he can't do the job with that, then he's not a good painter.
Yeah, I mean,
well, I also think Roman didn't like the past couple managers. I don't think he was very, very excited about them. I don't think he really liked Conte's style. It brought him a trophy, but once they started playing badly, He was eager to get rid of him. He didn't like Sarri. We know that because Marina wanted to bring him back in, and Roman said no. He vetoed that.
That was reported fake by
Yeah,
all
was
the
it reported fake?
journalists straight after. Yeah, it's
Matt
reported fake.
That was fake, man.
Well, again, he didn't like that football. Now he has Tuchel, somebody he's wanted for some time. So he wants to back him. He wants to win trophies. He's going to spend another 250 million this summer.
Wow. We need to sell, bro. We need to sell. We can't buy like that.
Yeah, we need to sell big time, man.
How do you know that?
Because judging it from all the players, I know we had money before we signed all these players, but we've signed a lot whilst the squad depth is just crazy right now. And you know,
Well, I'm saying for financial fair play, how do you know we can't spend another 250 million?
No, we can, but it's just about keeping a squad happy and getting the dead without the club. We have too much. Look at Batshuayi, Bakayoko, Barkley, Baba Rahman, Drinkwater. These men are all contracted to our club still, man. It's a joke.
Well, again, you got to find somebody who's going to buy those people.
Yeah, no, that's
Now,
the issue.
Barkley's, they've got somebody reportedly Aston Villa want him. 40 million, we buy him for 15.
take him.
They can have him.
It hurts.
Give me a packet of crisps, you can have drink water. You throw
Why
him
don't we
away.
just do what Arsenal do and just release these players from their contracts, man? Just get them out.
Money, man.
Because we have a board that's worth a while. That's why Arsenal can't buy anybody, because they have no money. They don't. They don't have European football, the big European football. They have Europa League. That doesn't give you too much money. And when you let your players go, you sell them for nothing. You can't when they're going down for financial fair play. You're just eliminating contracts, but you're not actually bringing money in. You just got money going the other way. So again, the right way to do it is to sell these players for something. Releasing them from their contract is a straight loss. He can tell you this. He's an accountant. Come on, accountant, let's go.
Yeah, but FFP, like even the figures that come out, they base it differently, man. Like even the Hazard and Morata deal, they come at different times in the financial year. It's interesting the way they spread the fee over certain years of the contract, and then with the wages, it's quite interesting when you look into it properly. We don't, we spent so much money on Timo Werner, but that's not reported all in one sum. If you know what I'm saying, it's
weekly
every year. Yeah, it's like that with wages as well. So it's spreaded over the years of contract that he signed. It's a bit interesting, for sure. But listen, guys, I'll be honest. I have a deadline very shortly. I shouldn't even be streaming right now, but it's a pleasure having you lot on. First of all, Kazilla, thanks for coming on late notice, bro.
That's alright, bro. Anytime.
Matt, as always.
Yep, happy to be on. I'll see you later.
Yeah, just as it's been a long time. It's good to see you as well.
Good to see you too. Enjoy the new home.
Yeah, I'm not moving in yet. Soon.
All right.
But thank you. Vitmus, as well, thanks for tuning in for the first time. Like coming on time for once as well.
Yo,
love, man.
It, man. No worries, girl.
It's all love. Co-host Ads, thanks for coming on as always, man.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
Guys, listen, tomorrow's preview for United, I'm not sure what time it's going to be. Could be early in the morning UK, or could be late night around 7 p.m. like today. So I'll keep you guys up to date. If you lot are free, let me know, but I'll message you lot soon. And everyone that's tuned in, keep liking the video, and we'll see you tomorrow, man. Peace.